Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
Hi, how are you?
I'm great now that I've been laughing with you.
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I am Jessica Young.
And we are here to rant and rave.
Rave.
I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I'm trying
I
to calm
love
myself
it.
down. Jessica and I got a little giggly, and
We
I got
did.
a little hot under the collar
Mm-hmm.
before we started recording.
Hot under the collar. Oh my God.
Is that what you call it? There's that angry.
Yes. No, you're right.
We were talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda and David Diggs. David
Oh my
Diggs.
God. David Diggs.
Diggs.
Rare. That's my really lame attempt to making a sexy cat noise. Rare.
No, I think that's perfectly suitable. And you know what? I don't care what his name is. I just want him to say mine.
Hell yeah.
Horrible.
Oh God. The
Yeah,
beauty of Disney Plus.
That was a terrible thing to say, and I meant it. Jessica, how was your week?
Ugh. You know what? I'm going to tell you two very disparate things. One, you need to walk. You need to run, not walk, to your local Trader Joe's, whoever here has one near them, because there's a million great things there. But I need to explain to you guys that I think the best snack that's come out in the last decade. It's like a kiddie snack for grown-ups.
Okay.
It's a little dipping thing with peanut butter and jelly. It's rolled wafers filled with peanut butter that you dip into raspberry jam. Okay. I hate raspberries. It's one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Oh. Okay, well, this is really weird because I have been debating all week if I was going to share this on the show.
Okay.
I would never go to a store and buy a little dipping cup because that ain't enough for me. If my tongue cannot go in there and be used as a scoop at least 10 times, it ain't enough. Okay. So, which brings me to our crossover point. Twice this week, Jessica, after 11 p.m. at night, I have thought to myself, because you and I have had many a conversation about how we shouldn't just make a sandwich
Mhm.
late at night and
Right.
the bread and blah. So
My favorite food.
Yes. So I have cut out the bread and twice now gotten a bowl
Mhm.
and filled it halfway on the left with jelly and halfway on the right with peanut butter
Ah!
and ate that damn stuff straight out the bowl with a spoon.
That actually sounds so good, and I wonder how I've never thought of that, because
I thought this is going to be too much for you, Dana. This is crazy. That's why we make sandwich. That's
No.
you won't
the
like
bread
taste.
is a vehicle.
Yes, it's a magic carpet that the peanut butter and jelly rides onto my mouth.
Yes.
Okay.
And
It's
you
great.
decided to save your gas money and take public transportation and just
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for understanding me at my core. Thank you. I feel seen and understood.
Do you like raspberries?
I like them okay. If they're
Okay,
like,
I'm getting you a box of these treats, and I will be delivering it to you. I don't like raspberries. Like, I don't hate them,
but
but
will I eat all of it at once is the problem.
I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I actually was pleasantly shocked at the ratio. It's a nice size jelly. Okay, we're talking like a McDonald's sweet and sour sauce size of jelly.
Okay.
There's 8 little pirouettes filled with peanut butter. 8, not
I
like
do like a
3.
pirouette. I do like a pirouette.
I'm telling you, Alan is not a sweets person, like at all. He would pick savory any day over sweet. He even is like, I'm like, do you want me to give you anything? Or I've noticed like sometimes he has to take his break early at work. I'm like, do you want a snack? Do you want me to throw in a bag of almonds or something? And he gets like this childish grin on his face. He's like, I'll have one of those PB&J snacks.
You just made him sound like a troll. Is what you made. I'll have one of those, baby. And just
He will literally kill me when he hears this. He's going to be so revolted and horrified. Oh
if
my
he
God.
can crawl up from under the bridge to catch you.
Well, the way my personal hygiene and grooming habits are going, I can play the billy goat and not have to put on a costume. So, you know.
Jessica, I legit made a post on Instagram last week that said, I'll be honest, I do not smell good. I didn't. I had been cleaning my floors all day and I was not fresh.
That's a special kind of perspiration.
Yeah, that hard work sweat stinks.
Now, Dana, I'm going to really show my age here and clutch my pearls by asking you this.
Okay.
But the other thing that I did this week, Grandma, and by grandma, I mean me, took a real deep dive into a series called Euphoria.
No, I can't handle it. I took a deep dive into a series that's more vampire related. I don't think I can handle Euphoria at this point in my life right now.
I mean, I can't. And yet I can't stop watching.
I know, I've heard it's phenomenal. Dan Tipton's watched it. He said it's rough, but it's great.
It's very rough. It is very good. No, it's not something that I think is for everyone.
She won an Emmy, right?
She just won as the youngest lead actress in a dramatic role.
Yeah.
She's really good.
That's what I hear.
First of all, everybody is like, there's a character in there. I kind of want you to see it because there's one character where I'm like, me.
Oh, funny.
It's so good and it's very timely. Okay. So I have to realize like, oh yeah, I was in high school a while ago. Right. But it's fascinating because there are things that even being a grown up now, A, that you can totally relate to, or B, I'm like, yeah, even back then that kind of stuff went on, or that was a curse on you, or the worst thing that you thought your life was over, you know, all of these things, both rational and irrational fears, right?
Right.
Let me tell you something. Thank God that we didn't have social media or computers. I'm sorry. I don't care how antiquated I sound, but I will take having to go and pull out an encyclopedia at the library and study with my friends down by the Chattahoochee River.
Social media is damaging for adults. Can you even fathom what it must be like as a kid?
Because when cyberbullying or things going viral, or I'm sorry, I've seen this with a lot of people who have teenagers that I know, even just the culture of nudes. And I say nudes, meaning like sending nude pictures. And I'm not being a prude, okay? Maybe I am a prude. I'm a grown woman and I'm not going to even send my husband a nude of me, okay?
Right,
but that's because I'm also very bashful.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. If I had the body at this stage of my life, yeah, I probably would flaunt it. But it's so commonplace now with teenagers that it's like horrifying to me, and like, or people videoing stuff, and of course the girls having no idea that they were being filmed and they're having relations with their boyfriend or a guy they're hooking up with, whatever. And now the whole school has seen it.
Yes. Well, and also people, kids think that things like Snapchat and stuff are safer because it's deleted or whatever. Well, people can screenshot that. And I know they're trying to like make things that get over that. But then also you have to realize that those temporary files are also housed in a hub.
Yes.
So like if the wrong person got a hold of that, it's possible. They have to keep all of that. And that's why there have been, court cases over criminality and, trying to discover cases by looking back on stuff like that. So, yeah.
Like
it's all
Jerry from Cheer.
What happened to Jerry from Cheer?
Did you watch Cheer?
No,
I don't
never
remember
did
if
it.
we ever talked.
I
Oh
never
God.
did it.
Okay. Well, the FBI arrested him. Do you know who he is? Because he blew up.
Yeah, and everybody loved that show, and
And
he was
Ellen
like
sent him to. Ellen
what?
sent him to the red carpet, and
No.
everyone from Laura Dern to Kathy Bates literally screamed, "Jerry!" when he interviewed them on the carpet. They were out of their minds excited. The FBI arrested him last week for, we're not totally sure of all the details yet, but soliciting nude pictures from minors and for, I guess, asking for sexual relations with minors.
You're kidding me.
No, it's horrifying. And look, I ain't ever going to defend something dealing with any kind of sexual assault, which is not being accused of assault, but anything dealing with assault or pedophilia or anything that's not okay. But I have to tell you, and it's not the first time it's happened with a celebrity or even just someone that you know. What?
Puck from Sing Songies, the Ryan Murphy Sing Songies show.
Puck? I'm picturing Puck from the real world.
No. What's that show? Everyone is screaming. Glee.
Oh.
One of the actors on Glee, they found a bunch of stuff on his computer. He was a pedophile, and then he committed. Sorry, little ears in a park here in California. Hung.
I did not know that.
Yeah, not too far from us.
Well, if you watched Cheer, then I'm guarantee anyone listening is as devastated as I was, because the guy was the most positive and, like, poor choice of words on my part, infectious, his spirit and all this stuff. His mother died when he was young. He's black.
Is he a coach?
One of his best friends is a white female, and his mother, I don't even know if she legally adopted him, but she took Jerry in. She's like, he is my son. Like,
was he a coach?
No, he was one of the students. He's 21.
What?
So this happened when he was 19. And then, of course, I'm like, I'm not trying to defend any creepiness. I'm not. But I was so shocked that I'm like, oh, God, this is surely a case of, like, he was 18 and somebody was 17 and now they're going after him. And it's not like the kids were 13 and 14 and he was 19 at the time. I just can't believe it. And also I'm like, oh yeah, it's the FBI. The FBI don't just come around because somebody sent a dick pic. Okay.
Right.
Anyways, I'm devastated. I am devastated. And I feel really old. No, I'm serious. From going down the world of Euphoria, and now I'm like, how can this be with Jerry? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then, to make myself feel better, I watch The Vow too. Please continue.
Oh my goodness. Well, I went down a normal Dana thing.
Yes.
I started watching. Remember The Strain? It came out.
Yes.
I want to say like 2014, maybe. Which
Alan loved it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, but it's so weird to watch right now because I think I'm right that it was 2014 maybe. So this was way pre-pandemic, right? And it's in case you don't know, it's a pandemic show about a virus, right? But it's a parasitic virus and it turns you into a vampire. Small detail. But anyway, all of the virus aspect of the show and the fact that it's a pandemic that started in New York and how it's transmitted and is it airborne and the fears and it's so right now it's jarring.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Also, I just love, what's that lead actor's name? Corey Stoll, I think is his name.
I don't know.
He's a bald actor. He was on House of Cards in the early season.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Ooey, I like it. Right, it's just good stories. So you dove into Euphoria. I dove into The Strain. What is wrong with us?
Well, there's so much, like, for considering there wasn't a lot of stuff being made over the last 7 months. Yeah. They've been releasing a lot of good stuff recently. Lovecraft Country, highly recommend it. Raised by Wolves.
Nope.
Oh, you got to see it.
Your face.
It's
so offended.
It's the guy, Ridley Scott, who did Alien. Isn't that up your alley? I hate horror.
Yeah.
Then you need to see Raised by Wolves, okay? It's about kind of like the turn of humanity. Like it's atheists versus believers. And they don't ever really talk about God, or it's not religious like in the way that sounds from that description. But this man sends 2 androids that look human off to another planet with like the last 6 atheist frozen embryos. And in order to like keep life going, I'm doing a horrible job at explaining it. It's crazy.
You are doing a terrible job.
Yeah, I wish I could just take that all back and tell you to watch Raised by Wolves if you want to learn about aliens nourishing human embryos for 9 months and then raising them as children.
Okay, but I thought it was going to be a werewolf show.
No.
That's a terrible title. Just FYI.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
No.
Why I like the show is I am not a sci-fi person at all, and I hate horror. I hate it. But I do have a real interest and fascination with when artificial intelligence starts to take on human characteristics as far as emotion and empathy. I find that fascinating.
I do too, because I don't think they have it. I think they are incapable of it.
Yes.
And that's scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to have a buyable best friend because I get lonely.
Oh my God.
Okay, should we move into our rant?
Yes.
Oh, it's so sad when you get to the grown-up age where you're like, no, I'm aware that I need to buy a friend. I'm just poor. So we'll see what Apple comes up with in the next 15 years.
Tune in next week for Dana Siskel and Jessica Ebert.
I'll even settle for like an Amazon AI. Like I'll have a real live Alexa. I don't care. Okay, I'm up first. Is this from a listener?
If by listener you mean me, sure.
Oh. That's okay.
Just kidding. No, yours is from a listener. Excuse me.
Okay, good. Well, I told Jessica, remind me, I have a mini rant for the end of our rant because it's not big enough for a full-blown rant, but it's really been getting on my nerves. Okay, but this is a real rant. Here we go. This is from a listener. When someone participates in class or work discussions on Zoom, but always manages to get off on a completely different topic that has nothing to do with the actual topic, this infuriates everyone and adds unnecessary time to an already long meeting. And yet everyone is too afraid to speak up to cut this person off or steer the conversation back to the point at hand. That's clearly why I'm not at school and I don't have a regular job, because I cannot contain myself. That drives me crazy. And it happens not just on Zoom and stuff. That's just where we are in life right now.
Right.
But like, I've gone to lots of script readings for friends just because that's our world. So that's how I relate. Where they'll be like, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. And I'm like, no. Because inevitably that one person that's been a buddy of theirs since they were in college comes and all of us are like, what are you talking about? Stop talking. You just like your own voice. I want to go home and eat a taco. Be quiet. You're not even giving constructive notes or adding to anything. You're just talking.
Totally.
Handle it.
I can't handle it. And you just said one of the key things, people that like hearing themselves talk. I mean, there was a guy when casting workshops were a thing of the past. It was like classes. So you guys are probably like, what the hell is that? You would take a class and like a casting director would give you notes and you give you a scene and you would be paired with a partner and whatever. Most people were there, A, to do their scene and to shut up and get out of there in a timely fashion. And the only person you really wanted to hear talk was the casting director.
Casting director, yes.
Once in a, I mean, you liked watching your classmates and, you know, peers perform and you can learn from that. But nobody wanted to hear their buddies or the Yahoo that was in the workshop talk. No. And there were some people that, oh my God, I would walk in and if I would see a certain person, I would be like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Because
And here's the
you
thing.
know what you're in for.
You do. And those are the people who cannot read body language. Like
Ever.
they cannot assess. And listen, some people can't. And I get that. I frequently think Dan Tipton can't. But maybe that's part of the reason that my level of volume when it comes to body language is so high. Like I don't have to say a word. My body will roll, my eyes will cross together, go up inside my brain, and then meet down at the bottom towards my nostrils. And then my breathing goes, and then my hands usually slap a table. Like that's how subtle I am. I cannot tolerate it. And if you don't get that hint, you're blind and deaf to anyone but your own voice. Like you can't read. This woman is so horrified by me. You know what I mean?
Yes. I love that you do a good leg slap. I do a very audible, very angry, like I can't even imitate the sigh that comes out of me because I would do that while they were talking. Even sometimes people would turn around and look at me. I'm like, I don't care.
Don't care.
I'm not interested in this baloney business.
Totally. I have definitely, I'm trying to think of a situation specifically. I believe it was a class or something like that, but it wasn't an acting class. I don't know what it was, but I have actually been the person to go, could we get a little more back on track? I wanted to know more about blah, blah. Like I will, I'll bring it back around and I'll be like, sorry, I need to hear something a couple of times to really solidify. You were saying,
oh, I love you for doing that.
I can't handle it because my time is very valuable. And if anyone is going to waste my time, it's me.
See, I love that you have the confidence to say that, but you also at least say it in like an eloquent and nice way.
Nice. Yeah.
I can't. So I have to sit there like a ogre and heave and ho because if the words come out of my mouth, it ain't going to be nice. It ain't going to be pretty. And guess what? One of my closest friends in the world, I was telling her how I spoke to someone recently who really crossed the line with me. And she literally backed away and she goes, Jessica, I'm scared. I'm like, what? She goes, I mean, I'm scared with you just telling me about it.
Hilarious. Listen, I feel like people are scared of me all the time. And look at me, I'm fine.
But this really, again, thank you, listener, because it's not just when people talk to hear themselves talk, which is I almost said boring enough. What is wrong with me? It's when they take it off, like you just said, about bringing it back.
Yes.
It's like nobody was talking about that. Oh, you wanted to get in mentioning that you were an extra 5 years ago and worked on a Robert De Niro movie. Nobody cares.
No, you were weaving a path to get out what information about yourself you wanted to.
Yes.
Right? A lot of times.
And a lot of times it's very manipulative.
So like center of the picture, not being considerate of the needs of others, what others need to learn, what others want to hear, their time, all of that stuff. It's just rude.
I completely agree. And I can't stand it.
If you're in a Zoom setting, you gotta be kidding me.
Right?
None of us want to sit in front of I mean, this is why we're not all like every night going out the way we would in real life. We're not doing Zoom every single night because legitimately nobody wants to sit in front of their computer and giggle and have fun. It ain't the same as going out for dinner together and hugging when you leave.
Okay.
So don't make me spend more time than I need to by just flapping your jacks so you can hear yourself talk.
Also, it can be very inappropriate to go off topic because now I'm also having PTSD thinking about our weekly work Zooms in the early days of the pandemic. And there was one person in particular who'd always like, I just put out a new video. Like he just thought he was so funny. He's a comedian. He just thought he was so funny. And he'd always ask, would it be cool if I shared the link? No, dumbass. This is a work meeting. This is not a networking event.
Good grief.
And I would resented it so much. I'm like, everyone that works here is an artist. They're either teaching music or acting, or they are an actor or musician themselves. We're all artists, pal. No one else is asking to put a
Bring
link to
their
their
links.
class. No.
Good grief. That's a crazy person.
And nobody ever shut him down. Oh, God, it burned my ass.
Oh, I would have. I am that person that would have been like, are you joking? We're all performers. Should we just create a link page? Like, I cannot
A
stop
link
my
tree.
mouth. Oh, jeez. I can't. When people do stuff like that, for real, one of the first things I say is either you've got to be kidding me or are they joking? Like, I say those things out loud. It makes Dan Tipton cringe, especially like used to when you be out in public. As soon as any of those words exited my mouth, I could hear his butthole go.
Oh my God.
And the more he would try to calm me down, the more whipped up I got. I was a frothy cream by the time I let go.
Hilarious. You know what? I have to give a very quick aside to Dan Tipton because I don't know if he's funny or not. He's such a nice man. I don't ever think about him as being, quote, funny, just like I don't think of Alan as being funny. Okay.
Right.
But your husband really took the cake. Dana and I had to make a video for a friend's 50th birthday. And
Oh my God.
I have to say it gave me great joy because Dana was like the normal one. I don't know how else to put it. And then her husband had the zinger at the end.
And I literally
fell out of my chair.
It was one of those things where he caught me off guard. And as I'm going to turn off the video, I go, we can't send that.
But you can, and you did.
He did. He was very pleased with himself. Just so the listeners know, this is wait, should I play the video for them?
Oh
like,
my
let
God.
them hear it? There's nothing you need to see, really. But if I do it,
Sure.
it's only like 10 seconds, right? So this is, Dan Tipton's a pretty buttoned up dude, but he does gets very silly. That's one of the things that I loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
About him is that secret weirdo side. So, but I was not, we were trying to make a video for our good friend, and this is what happened. Let me see here.
Happy birthday! Hi, Tolman. We just wanted to let you know during this pandemic, we're still thinking about you. Happy birthday. It's a big one, and I think you should be proud.
Happy birthday. You have old balls.
Dan, we can't send that.
My husband said to our friend for a video that was from all of our friends for his 50th birthday.
You have
dead faced. You have old balls. Happy birthday. You have old balls. What is wrong with them?
The best part is that he did keep his gaze. He looked into that camera like Zoolander. Like Zoolander.
You're
He
so
gave blue
right.
steel.
And my face crumpled like an aluminum can.
I love it.
I sent it to my baby sister and I was like, what's wrong with my husband? And she just wrote back in all caps, it's perfect. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Jessica, I'm going to have to bring us back to the topic if you don't mind. I just have to.
Oh my God. It's perfect.
we are so guilty of exactly what we do.
We are. So you know what?
Oh, my son just came in to tell us we're getting too loud. Sorry, bud.
I'm so sorry, pal. I really am. Okay, I'm going to take it down a notch. Okay. And we are going to circle it back around. We're on the topic of rants. Let's keep it that way.
Keep it there. Okay.
So my rant this week is people not reading signs that are clearly posted and marked everywhere. And let me give you an extra capital letter everywhere. And let's take that from a 12 point to like a 36 point font, since apparently you're blind.
Right.
and then act shocked when they are called out for it or pretend like they didn't know or realized it was posted in plain sight.
Yeah.
Also, this includes not adhering to the stickers now placed on the ground in many areas to ensure social distancing.
Yep.
It's there for a reason, and it's to protect you too, dummy.
Yes. I saw a guy, he was keeping 2 stickers between him and the person in front of him. And I was like, good for you, sir.
Mhm.
Good for you.
Okay.
But not adhering to it, like, get up off me. For sure. Get up off me.
I'm so sick. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, I understand for a long time. I mean, let's be honest. Everything's still weird. Okay.
Right.
Even though we're, quote, settled into this weirdness. I understand things were real tough for people. Okay. But we are way past the point of you pretending or acting like you didn't know. So this rant applies to pre-pandemic for sure.
God, it applies to the gas station on the corner by my house where
With the
on
arrows.
drag, you're not supposed to turn in. It says exit only and there's arrows and people
Yep.
still will stop rush hour traffic to try and turn in there when it's a full gas station.
Yep. It's, again, the not me rule.
Yeah.
But I'm really sick of it, Dana. Like, I've been noticing when I'm at places and I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, first of all, there's some things which are just beyond the pale. If I hear one more person act shocked that they're supposed to have a mask or say that they forgot it, well, then I guess you need to go home, you creep, because I now keep disposable
Extras.
masks in my glove box for that reason. Because guess what? Once I did forget and I almost freaked. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I bought disposable ones for that reason.
Yep. And I also have extras in the car in case I run into somebody that may be in need of one.
Okay.
You know, it's just the way we have to live now.
Yes. Stop pretending like you didn't see the signs. It's like you can't miss it. They're on the front door when you walk into anywhere. Out here, at least. Again,
Yes, of course. It's the same thing as like stopping your car in front of someone's apartment building who doesn't have parking and waiting for them, putting your hazards on and just expecting everyone to drive around you because the laws of driving don't apply to you when you have to pick up your friend.
Exactly.
It's the same difference.
It's so
all
insane.
about like I just need this for a second for me. Okay, that's not how the world works.
Right.
You don't get to go in and exit because it's easier for you. You just put all those full pumps at a place where they can't get out, right? You just put somebody's life in danger because you didn't know you were infected and you're too close to them. Like,
totally.
like, the repercussions of this narcissism is insane.
Yes, correct. That's a very good way of putting it.
That's not to say we don't all have moments where we're like, oh my God, and catch ourselves and are like, yeah, of course, that was such a dick move. You know, like nobody's perfect. I get it. But these people are repeat offenders and they do it all the time because rarely do they get called out. And that's why they're able to go, who me? Oh, God, I didn't know. I forgot. Like whatever their excuse is because it's rare. It's rare that they have to defend.
Yes. It actually happened very recently when I was at Target like a week or two ago. And first of all, they had a line going down the store where admittedly, if you saw it, you would have been like, oh, F this, and probably leave your stuff and abandon ship, right? Well, no. Places that are doing that, A, I'm so glad they're doing that. And B, it moves real swift, okay? I don't know why I keep trying to tell people that. Like, the line's not that bad. I'm like, what do I care whether they get their crap or not? But I keep seeing people be exasperated or, like, pull up somewhere and go, ugh. Because I see a few people waiting outside. I'm like, do you want to go into a cesspool with 100 people? Or do you want to wait to where it's just you and a few people? And you guys can be spaced out and we're cool. Okay, I'm talking about indoors, you guys.
Right.
It's crazy. So at Target, they have you wait in lines. They've got the stickers, and then they even, and rightfully so, so that the cashiers are not exposed to people all day. They say, if you could just push your cart up here and stand on this square. They had someone there nicely directing exactly what to do. So here I waited. I also wait until someone motions me. I now always wait for the cashier to nod me over. I go up, and then a lady who was, next in line, who should have been at the queue at the sticker, she came up and she actually hit me with her cart and was just unloading. And I, again, started doing my ogre huff and puff. And then I started doing it, glaring at the cashier until the cashier asked them to back up.
Yes.
Because I knew I just couldn't trust myself. I was like, I don't mean to put this on you. I don't mean to put this on you, cashier, but trust me, it'll be better for everyone if I do.
What's wrong with people?
I don't know.
And it's like we're already all going through such crazy weirdness.
Yes.
Can you just try to be on your best behavior so that, because any one of us could literally pop off and just go lose our minds at any point and be like, well, okay, gonna drive off into the mountains. Nobody's ever gonna see me again. Like, you could be that button for that person. Can we please
totally
just be
agree.
mindful? I don't want to abandon everyone and everything in my life to become a hermit in the mountains, but I might.
Okay. Can I take the shed where you store your firewood?
Yes. As long as you don't talk to me. Okay. Are we ready for corners?
No, because you have a mini rant.
Yeah, here's my mini rant. I forgot. You guys, I'm going to sound like Seinfeld right now, and I don't mean to. But for real, what is the deal with these new press and seal bags that you have to pull, like, you don't just open up the bag of treats, whatever it is. You have to pull it apart, and then there's a separate, like, press zipper that you have to yank real hard. Do you know how do you not know what I'm talking about?
Is it like you mean the tab to open it to then be able to access the Ziploc part?
Yes. Why are they so hard?
That's interesting. I don't know. If it's what I'm thinking, I've noticed it on the new, like, special small batch single origin coffees from Trader Joe's.
Mine was on. I'm just referring to my kids' vitamins. I don't know what kind of fancy.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Are you talking? Now we're talking about something totally different. You mean an additional thing on the vitamins or something like that?
No, it's the bag.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm getting it for you.
Get it.
Right over here. Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep vitamins, right? And it's like a cough drop bag or something. Oh, yeah. See the little zipper thing? Wait, where's the camera? See?
Okay. Oh.
Okay. But when you pull it, let me pull. When you just pull like normal, it's impossible. You have to grab this inner little lip right next to I can't get it now. It's making me mad now. Right now, in daytime before 9 even. There, I got it. But it's like this double.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
If you know if you know what I'm talking about, please, can we back me up? Listen, I get it's keeping everything real fresh, but so does a press and seal like a Ziploc, right? Mm-hmm. This is a child lock. Like, I've seen people take weed edibles out of bags like that.
I know.
This needs to be on my kids' vitamins.
No, right? For real.
Why is it so hard?
I had something recently that was like that, and I was freaking out because I'm like, this is not okay that I'm literally pulling with all of my might, and could not get it open. And then I kept cutting it. I kept thinking, well, when I pulled the thing, I'm horrible at that. I pulled it and I didn't do it evenly, or I didn't pull it down enough. And I kept cutting until, guess what? The damn Ziploc couldn't even work anymore.
Yep. See, yeah. I don't know what kind of national security this is, but whatever they put on the bag for my kids' vitamins is better than what we got at the airport.
What I do like, and I have not seen it on many packages, there's a new kind of closure that is reminiscent of Velcro. It's not Velcro, but it almost has the two, you know, like how Velcro has like the soft fuzzy part and then like the prickly part, if you will. Yeah. Both parts of this are kind of prickly, but they close up effortlessly and it opens effortlessly, and it holds a great seal.
I am not aware of this.
What is wrong with me that I am talking about Ziploc seals?
I brought it up. I'm ranting about it. You're right. Let's move on to corners. My poor kid is back here going, when are we going to be done?
He's like, okay, lady.
He's literally running around like a horse. I'm not going to be able to edit that out.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, moving into corners, I think I'm up first on corners. Beep, boop, boop. Here we go. I'm up first on corners. This week we have a Kids Are Amazing corner. Boy donates diapers to mothers in need through his lemonade stand earning. So cute. This is from goodnewsnetwork.org. I know there's a author. Oh, by Judy Cole. How weird. I have a friend named Judy Cole.
Whoa, maybe it's her.
Okay, listen. Boy donates 22,000 diapers to single moms. Okay. Lots of kids set up lemonade stands in the summer. For many, it's a rite of passage, a first step toward learning what it means to earn your own money. For 11-year-old Cartier Carey, ooh, fancy name, it was a chance to do a lot more. That's because Carey isn't using his profits to open a first savings account or saving up to buy himself a special treat. Instead, he's investing it back into his Hampton, Virginia community. His goal? Helping single mothers in need. With all the stress and financial uncertainty brought on by the pandemic, Carey decided to focus on the basics, diapers and wipes. He doesn't want to spend any of the money on himself, his mom, Brittany Stewart, told CNN. He just wants to continue to keep buying diapers and giving each day. The impetus for the project took root while Carey was visiting his grandmother, who lives in one of the area's more economically depressed neighborhoods. Carey, who is keenly observant for his age, was taken aback by how many women he saw raising children on their own. His instinct was to find a way to help. As he's getting older, he kind of understands, Stewart told the Virginia Pilot. He just came up and said, hey, can we help some of the moms? And we were kind of like, what do you want to buy? That's kind of how it came about. By the end of July, Carey had raised close to $5,000 via the lemonade stand and from donations, and distributed close to 6,500 diapers. As of September, at 22,000 diapers, he's close to achieving his total goal of 25,000. He's so cute too. There's a picture of him. I think it's on Facebook. They had it. Yesterday was a great day for us. We helped 326 single parents by providing them with diapers and wipes. That stuff adds up, man.
Yes.
A generous 11-year-old is no stranger to worthy causes. Before becoming a lemonade mogul, Carey launched another community initiative dubbed Cardi Packs, care packages for the homeless that contained such essentials as deodorant, soap, tissue, and even hand warmers for when the weather got cold. Last year, Carey founded his own nonprofit organization, Kids for Change 757, to help the community and make the community better. Carey says his greatest joy comes from knowing he's made a difference and seeing how much. Last year, Carey founded his own nonprofit organization, Kids for Change 757, to help the community and make the community better, he said. Carey says his greatest joy comes from knowing he's made a difference and seeing how much his efforts have meant to the people he strives to serve. When one mom who'd been the beneficiary of his good deeds broke down in grateful tears and gave him a big hug, he was truly moved. It was heart-touching. I almost cried myself when she gave me a big hug and started crying. That made me want to just keep doing it, he told ABC News. Others can make a difference just like I'm doing right now. They can save lives and be heroes. You're never too young. Aww.
You know what I did with the money I made from my lemonade stand?
What?
All $2.35 of it. I used it to go to Roswell Roller Rink and get myself a plate of nachos and rent some roller skates. Okay?
I think that's perfectly fine. I think that this little boy is probably very special and not a norm.
But I mean, I really am amazed. We've had so many kids that we've talked about that have done incredible things at a very, very young age. And
think like, oh,
yes,
some parents are single and don't have the financial and they need diapers and they need what, like, holy cow.
Also, it's nice enough. Look, we all had our little projects, or you would raise money for like a cause or a one-time thing for your school to donate money to X thing, whatever.
Right.
It's the fact that a lot of these kids, A, care,
Yes.
and then B, care enough to follow through to
And
keep
create
doing it.
organizations.
Yes.
I mean, listen, even in my mid-20s, I wasn't the person that was going, I bet these single parents need help with diapers and wipes.
No.
Never. Never. I was like, well, they shouldn't have had kids. Like, that was my attitude. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
So crazy. What a
It's remarkable.
wonderful, wonderful little soul.
I know.
11.
He's very sweet. We love you. Okay, well, a very sharp contrast, as we are known to do on this podcast. This is it's a what the what, but I'd also like to just call it idiot corner. That's not very nice because I just can't deal with people doing dumb stuff. I never had tolerance for it, but now, man, really burns me in a different way. First of all, the title of this article alone makes me want to cry laughing, okay? Because I love people using words that it seems like we didn't hear since our grandparents' day. A dingbat, that's like a word my mom used to use.
Right, yes.
A dingbat German student broke into an Australian natural history museum to take selfies with dinosaur skeletons.
I can't.
Dana?
Like, why do you have to break in for that? Can't you just go to the museum
I don't know.
on an open day?
The best part is the line immediately following that. You better hold on for this one. The man also stole an employee's cowboy hat, which he wore during his visit. Also, Taylor Defoe, how dare you call it a visit? He breaking and entering. He was trespassing.
Yes.
The lockdown has left many museums more susceptible than ever to burglars, a fact laid painfully bare by the brazen, much publicized theft of a prized Van Gogh painting from the Singer Laren Museum in the Netherlands in March. Oh,
I didn't know
that was a different story. I didn't know one of Van Gogh's paintings was stolen.
Either. I was like, I thought you said he just took selfies with dinosaur bones.
Oh, God, I hope it wasn't Starry Night. That was my favorite in college. I had the poster and everything.
Ugh, such a basic bitch.
I know. I even got a coffee mug when I grew into an adult and moved to Los Angeles. I got the Starry Night coffee mug because I thought it was
you were so
cool.
enlightened.
Yeah.
Were you so enlightened?
Yeah, I went to the Getty like right when I moved here, and I just immediately thought I was an art aficionado. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I love? Hairbrushes. I can never finish my Starry Night coffee without being like, oh my God, what brush am I going to use today? A curve or a boar bristle?
Boar bristle? Those are so painful.
That's what you're worried about. Not the fact that I just insulted you so hard.
Oh, God. I love it.
Oh, I love to hate that woman we created. I loved hating her.
I know. Okay. At 1 a.m., a student named Paul Kuhn broke into the venue after climbing nearby scaffolding. You're already a jerk. You know you shouldn't have been doing that.
Yes.
Once inside, he walked around for 40 minutes, taking selfies with the Natural History Museum's dinosaur displays, including one with his head in a T-Rex mouth.
Okay, listen, I'm not on his side. But can you imagine a world where you got to do everything you wanted in a museum in 40 minutes?
Yeah, but I would do it when no one's looking. I'm not saying I wouldn't sneak into a closed off area, but I would not jump scaffolding to get into a locked natural history museum.
I mean, listen, it would be a blast to be the only one in a museum, but you can't.
The only time I'm jumping scaffolding is if I'm climbing a chain link fence to get into an undeveloped neighborhood to have a keg party in a cul-de-sac.
Me thinketh thou spoketh too much. Sorry, Mr. Young.
My dad is dying. Oh my God. Kuhn also made off with an unidentified artwork and stole an employee's cowboy hat, which he proceeded to wear for the rest of his visit, like a really cool dude. That's in the article. Yes.
Shut up. It has to be sarcastic. There must be tongue-in-cheek in this.
I hope. The whole thing was caught on the building's CCTV. New South Wales police picked Kuhn up and charged him with breaking and entering and 2 counts of theft. After going public... Oh, go on.
No, keep going. Maybe the answer to my question's coming.
It probably won't.
Okay.
After going public, the incident drew instant comparisons to the Ben Stiller vehicle Night at the Museum. But lest the hopes of a film deal inspires any potential Kuhn copycats, authorities were quick to dispel the notion. It's not going to be a movie producer knocking on your door, Deputy Chief Inspector Sean Heaney told The Guardian. It's going to be New South Wales police knocking on your door. Whoa.
Wow. Okay. Firstly, I don't like the alliteration of Kuhn cuckoo camps. What was the Kuhn? What was it?
Like a cool dude?
No. Kuhn. His name's Kuhn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuhn cuckoo. There was a 3C word or K, I don't know.
Oh, on the building CCTV?
Keep reading.
2 counts of theft. Kuhn copycats.
Yeah, I don't like that. My brain tried to block it. I don't like that cute alliteration.
Oh
Kuhn
my
copycats.
God.
I also don't like, what kind of museum is this that they haven't identified some of their art? Why'd they say he stole an unidentified piece of art? What are you talking about? Shouldn't you have some kind of little roster?
Right? Was it like a line drawing from the security guard? Or is the custodian moonlighting as the next Van Gogh?
Right. I don't understand. Was it like, did they steal all of your extra brochures? Did he take those? Or did he take an American buffalo? We don't know.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah, not a cool dude. I understand the impulse, but that is why we have inner voices to tell us, no, that's crazy. And sometimes we don't listen and we go right up that scaffolding, but it's not a good idea.
Right? You mean like when those dumb kids did that at the zoo in San Francisco a few years ago? Remember when they scaled the wall to the tiger exhibit at the zoo?
Oh my God.
Oh, spoiler alert. They got killed.
Oh, I thought
by
you were
the
gonna
tiger.
say hurt. I thought you were just going to say hurt.
No, one of them died because a tiger mauled him.
You made it less fun.
Yeah,
It's hard.
he jumped 3 retaining walls. 3!
Okay, yes, that is stupid behavior. And if he had lived, I would have been like, what an idiot. But it feels mean to insult a dead kid.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take pause. After all, today is Yom Kippur. It is the Day of Atonement.
Okay.
I'm going to think hard on that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
laughing at their death, but I am going to tell you that those kids shouldn't have done that.
No. Mm-mm.
Of course, I'm horrified for their parents. And yes, I did a lot of dumb stuff.
Well, apparently you may have gone up some scaffolding to get to a cake party. So I don't know how hard you should be.
I mean, I tried to make it sound so like adventurous. No, it was a chain link fence, Dana. Anybody can climb a chain link fence. It's not very hard. It's not like it was covered with razor wire to make sure we kept out. Just try to poke.
Don't fluff yourself up to be some cool, like scaffolding hopping raver and then take it all back 10 minutes later when I'm like, yeah, that kid died.
Oh, God.
We make light. We try to find. Oh, my God. We didn't do a cleansing breath.
You have ESP. I was just going to say that. I swear, I heard you like take a breath, and I'm like,
Yes,
oh
that's
God,
what
we
made
need a
me
cleansing
think about
breath,
it.
and we forgot, and now we can have it after corners.
Yeah. It sounds like you need it.
I really do.
Okay, so we're gonna take a late happy belated cleansing breath. We like to take a big deep breath in and blow out all the bad, all the things we've gotten wound up over. You can scream it out if you're by yourself, if you need it, whatever. Just promise yourself you'll take this breath with us. We're going to take a deep breath in and blow it all out. Maybe this is a better time for the cleansing breath anyway.
Maybe.
Sometimes our corners get us riled up too.
Yes.
So.
I like how you called it a very belated cleansing breath.
Yes. And then now we're going to move into our raves and fill up with all kinds of joy and goodness.
I promise raves only make me happy. That's the truth.
That's the truth. At least you're not like some of our friends leaving a name out who only listen to the rants.
Go ahead and say it. She doesn't listen anyway.
Kate. We'll see if she gets this far.
Hilarious.
Okay, I'm really excited about my first corner. I think that probably a lot of people know about this, but it can't be talked about enough. This person can't be adored any more than she is. We are talking today about Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. It's a book gifting program that gifts free books to children from birth to age 5 in participating communities within the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and Republic of Ireland.
I didn't know it was that big. I thought it was like just in Tennessee,
I thought it was
the way.
Oh, I thought it was just the United States. So, yeah. Inspired by her father's inability to read and write, which is crazy. Because it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? We take that stuff for granted. Anyway, Dolly started her Imagination Library in 1995 for the children within her home county. Today, her program spans 5 countries and gifts over 1 million free books each month to children around the world. When I was growing up in the hills of East Tennessee, I knew my dreams would come true. I know there are children in your community with their own dreams. They dream of becoming a doctor or an inventor or a minister. Who knows? Maybe there's a little girl whose dream it is to be a writer and singer. The seeds of these dreams are often found in books, and the seeds you help plant in your community can grow across the world. In 1995, Dolly Parton launched an exciting new effort to benefit the children of her home county in East Tennessee. So you're right, that's where it started. Dolly's vision was to foster a love of reading among her country's preschool children, her county's preschool children, her country. I wish Dolly had a country. It'd probably be awesome.
I'll move there immediately.
Right? Providing them with a gift of specially selected book each month. So you can go to the website. It's imaginationlibrary.com and get more information about how you can donate, how you can be involved. There's a nice big picture of Dolly on the front. Who doesn't love that? Total books mailed. Oh boy, 143 million and a bunch. Can we just say that?
Insane. Yeah.
I know, right? It's really, really cool. You can go to the to the website. You can find out how to register your child. You can check availability, and there is more information on how it works. So again, that is imaginationlibrary.com. What's your favorite Dolly song?
Oh, God. I'm going to have to say Jolene.
I mean, it's hard. It's really hard. There's so many good ones, but Jolene is so magical.
It really like transports me every time I hear it. It's all of it. I mean, it's obviously a sad or upsetting song.
Oh, of course. Yes. But it's so beautiful. And you remember like 3 or 4 years ago, somebody released the slow version? They slowed it down on a record player. And it was even more magical and haunting.
It is haunting.
If you haven't heard that, to use a Jessica-ism, treat yourself. Look it up. It's so beautiful.
Remember when Reba kind of tried to have her Jolene moment? Does he love you like I love you?
I legitimately have no idea what you're trying to sing. And that's not an insult. I've done it to you before. I will say I do like country music, and I still don't know what you were trying to say. I saw Dolly at the bowl.
Me too.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was so amazing. And first of all, I'm going to always say this. She's the female version of Prince because she plays every instrument that's ever been created.
And she's so tiny, some of them have to be made for her.
Okay, just like Prince.
Oh, good point.
But I loved, you guys, please let this woman continue touring. Let's start with the fact that most people's voice, because we're human, changes as we get older. Hers hasn't.
No, pristine.
Like an angel singing, okay?
And I'm going to go out on a powerful limb and say, maybe one of the best storytellers alive today.
Every song then had a story that preceded it or came after, and one was better than the next.
Has her own very, what's the word I'm looking for? Strong set of beliefs.
Yes.
She is specifically religiously.
She has very strong faith.
Does not push that on anyone. Has a way of speaking about it that makes you feel so blessed and lovely, and not put
welcomed.
Welcomed
and not judged.
Not like, here's a track you're probably going to burn in hell.
Okay. Oh my God. One of my favorite things she said specifically at the bowl that night, she's like, I come from a real large family, and people used to always ask if we were Catholic, and my daddy would say, no, we're just a bunch of horny hillbillies.
I can hear her saying it. That's how iconic she is.
I know. No, she's a dream, and also one of the most giving and philanthropic people around.
Totally.
She could have retired 30 years ago and be living on a private island and never have to deal with another creep in her life.
Yep.
And that woman is still creating. She's still mentoring people. She's still giving her own money to help victims in her state. She did that when there was massive fires in Tennessee. She sent like every family affected. It was at least $1,000, maybe more. Every single household that was affected. She is a dream.
For real, came from nothing. Like Coat of Many Colors is not just a song.
Yeah. No, totally.
It's like she has built herself up from nothing.
Yep.
I don't know. She is a
cute as a button.
Gem of a human being.
She's a gem.
And good for her if she always wanted big boobies. She got them. Good for her. She worked for them. Let her do it.
My favorite Dolly quote of all time. Costs a lot of money to look this cheap.
I know. She's just the best. Just the best.
She is. And she was a really good actor.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Like, I wish there was more movies with Dolly.
I mean, come on. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make living.
Mr. Hart.
Good stuff.
That pervert Dabney Coleman pushing his pencil cup off his desk, so she had to bend over and put her décolleté in his face.
Ooh, fancy. For those of you who don't speak Jessica, that's like her neck and chest area.
My granny always she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, what? She's like, your décolleté?
Oh, Lord.
If she thought I was showing too much cleavage, Granny would give me the eyes.
My mom always said, if you've got it, show it. I don't know why you would dress like in potato sacks. But then when she got older, she used to be like, why do you always wear brown? Why do you she wanted me to zhuzh it up. Then when she got older and I'm to the point where I'm like, listen, if you haven't seen cleavage by now, I was born with 12 inches of cleavage. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing I can do about it unless I super glue my tits together. Okay.
Yeah, and start wearing turtlenecks everywhere.
Even when I wear a turtleneck, people are like, ooh, tight. Ooh, there's nothing showing. You can't even see skin. I'm sorry if you can see size. Not my problem. Okay. But then my mom, I have to send you a picture of me with my Hispanic family because you're going to die. Did I show that to you the other day?
No.
I got from my grandma. I mean, our friend Thomas said, I look at this and go, one of these things doesn't belong because I'm like this albino red-haired child with all my Hispanic family.
Hilarious. I love it.
But anyway, wait, I just lost track of my thoughts because of that.
Your mom, you said as she got older.
Yeah, and my Spanish aunt came to visit, my Hispanic aunt, who we hadn't seen in years and years. And I had done an interview earlier in the day for like the news station or something. And I had on this low cut dress and a nice velvet business jacket, My mom, I almost murdered her. It was exactly the same. Okay, here's what she did. And I'll tell you what it felt like. She goes, Dana, full voice, no like snaps, no get your eye, full voice across the living room goes, Dana, honey, and then mimes pulling my jacket over her cleavage. And I go, I was so shocked. This coming from the woman who was like, stop wearing brown, show off your body, don't wear a potato sack. I literally went, what? I go, what? She does it. She mimes it again, right? And I go, yeah, okay. And I just closed my jacket, but I couldn't believe it. It felt like the time my mom forced us to go to all-you-can-eat McDonald's nighttime pancake night.
What?
Because a guy I had a crush on was there, and she kept making me go up to the counter and ask for more syrup because she knew I liked this guy, and it was humiliating. And that's exactly the feeling I felt.
I am dead. Oh my God.
Ooh, I feel like I just had therapy. Jessica, this is not the right part of the show for me to be having therapy. Why don't we move on to your wonderful Rave?
Oh my God. But it really is too much now, because I think this is what we deal with as we get older. Our parents, a lot of time, not everyone. I have some parents who became even cooler or more open-minded as they got older. But I also know some people who have gotten more buttoned up the older they get, and it makes me crazy. I'm like, you were not like this when I was a kid.
My mom legitimately dressed one Halloween as a chicken egg, where she had the egg costume and wore white tights and nothing else.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm not kidding. There was some kind of baby doll dress, like every Halloween, my sisters and I would hold our breath and go, oh God, what sexy thing is our mom going to do this year?
Oh my God.
I love you, Mama.
This is hilarious. I love it. Was she ever a sexy biker?
Jessica, she had chaps. She had everything. She had her own Harley. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that she really rode it. That picture I saw of your mom on a Harley, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I thought she was just like posing on someone's bike.
No, it was
she
her
rode
bike.
A Harley?
Jessica, you didn't listen to me. She owned a bike. She had a wreck on it like the first time she rode it. She turned
and then
it
never
over
got
and
on
then
it again.
And never got on it again, but owned every kind of leather accessory you could possibly have.
This is amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was a hobby. Not riding it, just owning it.
That's perfect. Okay, you guys. This is a Rave, which I am so pleased with. I don't think it's any secret that I really love craft beer. Quite a fan of it. Okay.
Aww.
And this is something when I was there's a place around the corner from me, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was really like taken by the can. The can said black is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I always turn the cans around and see the brewery, where is it from, what kind of beer, read the ABV, all that jazz. So this is a collaborative effort to raise awareness for injustices to people of color and what they face daily, and raise funds for police brutality reform and legal defenses for those who have been wronged. So this company started, and pardon me, Weathered Souls is the brewery that started this.
Okay.
And the Black is Beautiful initiative is a collaborative effort amongst the brewing community and its customers in an attempt to bring awareness to the injustices that people of color face daily. Our mission is to bridge the gap that's been around for ages and provide a platform to show the brewing community is an inclusive place for everyone of any color. We are asking for all breweries and brewers far and wide to raise a glass with us in unison and participate in this collaboration. In the collaboration efforts, we would ask for participating breweries to do the following. Donate 100% of the beer's proceeds to local foundations that support police brutality reform and legal defenses for those who have been wronged.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Choose their own entity to donate to local organizations that support equality and inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, to commit to the long-term work of equality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first of all, they're not asking for a percentage. They're asking 100% for this specific strain, if you will, of beer to be brewed. I also love that they said commit to the long-term work, because I think this is something that's come up a lot lately. And I can say from speaking to friends that are people of color, I hate even referencing it like that because I don't think about it that way, and neither do you. But really listening to friends who have experienced
a different life experience
that we have never known.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we haven't had bad things or you don't feel persecution, maybe for religion or whatever else, but it's just totally different than
can't compare. Yeah.
What our friends have experienced with this. So Weathered Souls will personally be giving part of their proceeds to Know Your Rights campaign. Mm-hmm. And it says, as much as we want this to be about raising money, the real issue is bringing education and information, which will bring forth change to a system that has fractured so many families and has been broken for decades. So that is the thing that a lot of my friends have spoken about. And I think I brought this up a few months ago. We had a Zoom with people that I grew up with from like my high school and some high schools in the area. And it was mixture of people who are black and white. And our black friends spoke of their own experiences, and some of us were so taken aback and horrified because there were things that happened that we never knew. They never spoke of, and everyone can relate to that, being scared or embarrassed to talk about something that happened to you, whether it happened publicly or privately. And they said, please, the one thing we're asking is like, keep this going. Like, don't just listen or watch a movie or read a book and now think you just know it all. And what it's like, this is an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? It's like, hopefully people are evolving over time. So anyways, I don't know, there's like 1,400 breweries. When I was looking at the website, I'm like, what? That are participating. Now, the store that I went to had 5 different breweries that did it. So I noticed, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. They have a label, and the label goes from like, almost like that Pantone project we talked about with different skin colors. It goes from like light to dark black, right? So all of the labels are slightly different. And Weathered Souls made a stout beer. Stout is a very dark colored beer, which I love. So they're like, we picked a stout because it's a beer of color. And so they provide the recipe, the basic stout recipe, to any brewery that wants to participate. And some breweries, of course, like one of them added vanilla and cinnamon, made it almost like a Mexican mocha, right? Another brewery added 10-hour cold brew coffee. They all put their own spin on it, and they all are giving to local organizations. So it's a beautiful concept. Again, I'm certainly not trying to push alcohol, but I am telling you, it's just a wonderful concept. And they provide the labels for the breweries and tell you how you can help. They also have an entire section for beer drinkers, how you can support the cause. So again, when I can, I'm certainly not only buying things that are giving back, but when I can, and Dana and I both agree on this, when we can, if I can pick between this or this, I'm going to go towards the thing that is giving something or giving back or stands for a good cause or is run by good people, whatever the reason is. It's like, those are the little changes that if enough people do it, it really does add up. If you're like, you know what? This business, I don't really like their practices. I can find a different whatever it is.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Anyways, that's the rant. A rave.
It's a rave.
Excuse me.
It's hard to focus when I have a herd of elephants running through my living room behind me. in the shape of one 8-year-old.
Oh my God.
I also want to just tack on to the end of your rave. This is just me speaking, so I'm not speaking for Jessica, but we did not get justice for Breonna Taylor, and there are many, many, many other souls who also have not received justice, and that's not something that we can give up on.
No.
So, say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Exactly.
It's not right. So
It's
anyway, we're not a political show, but, we also don't hide our feelings. So I love what that company stands for, what they're trying to give back to.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Breonna Taylor. You were
Me too.
a beautiful soul.
Indeed.
Jessica, thank you for bringing that.
Oh, thank you for everything.
I mean, Jessica,
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
I hope that the listener doesn't know how literally the sun has set since I started recording with you.
It's pitch black behind you right now. I feel terrible. She is in pitch black. Her child is waiting to be fed. And we're just sitting here screaming.
I'm sorry. You didn't see me unwrap that garlic bread for him just a little bit ago? He's asking me. He's like, can I please have it? He's like, you're just talking so long. That's what he said to me.
Oh, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But it's easier to get done a little quicker when you don't get interrupted, everybody. Anyway, he's a child. I'm the one who procrastinated and didn't record when he wasn't home. So this is not his fault. So I'll do my best to get some of those sounds out. You may hear a little guy asking for bread. Jessica, I always enjoy you.
Oh, samesies.
We're going to do you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of us?
I would love to. So again, thank you for following us and keep those messages coming. I love those of you who have written into us that we maybe heard from a long time ago, like a year back or more. Keep it coming. For the new people who have been joining us lately, welcome. We love it.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves Podcast. On Twitter at raves_the. Thank you to Rebecca for becoming our 40th follower on Twitter. Thank you.
Wow.
She let us know that, and I appreciate you. You can also send us an email at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com or go to the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Yay!
Dana, you are a scholar and a gentlewoman.
Thank you, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
You are. I don't have fancy words like you. I wasn't expecting that. I was bringing up my point to ponder.
Jessica, you are loud, inappropriate, obnoxious, and have yelled in my ear for the last hour and a half. You need to calm down, take a cold shower, and take a few deep breaths.
You called yourself an ogre earlier, and it made me giggle because you also described your husband as a troll who lives under a bridge. So
I didn't describe him as that. That's what you inferred.
Yes, you made that inference happen in my brain.
Can I have a peanut butter and jelly snack?
By the way, he didn't say it like that, but I can't imitate when the rare time where he gets giggly and kind of talks in a different way.
I can't even imagine.
I know.
I don't want to imagine. I see Alan with a bow and arrow and a fishing spear he made on his own. Blacksmithing.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what he worked on yesterday? He made a holder to put all of his new drill bits in.
That's just smart, Jessica. I don't know what your face is about.
Like a display for the non-existent wood shop that AKA is our balcony. Okay? Sure, the neighbors love it. Yeah.
Everybody has to have their own space.
I'm kidding. I really do think it's cute when I peek outside and he's wearing his little glasses and working on it. I think it's cute.
Well, I did bring a point to ponder just because it's almost October. So officially, listen, I've been super excited for Halloween more than ever, I think, just because it's something good to focus on.
Yes.
So I decided to kind of open us up to a spooky feel.
Ooh.
Did you know? I like to give us something to think about during the week, right?
Yes.
But this is one, since it's Halloween related, you guys can ponder it for a month if you want.
Yeah.
Scarecrows We call them scarecrows because that's their job, right?
Yes.
They scare birds away from crops and things like that. But according to linguist Paul Anthony Jones, once upon a time, scarecrows were known by another seemingly strange and grin-worthy name. Do you want to know what people used to call scarecrows?
I'm scared.
Hobbity boobies. All right, Jessica. It's the truth. Hobbity boobies. No bird is afraid of a hobbity booby.
No, they're not.
I'm not afraid of a hobbity booby. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hobbity booby. Ooh.